My mom smiled and said, "Your kids will never be as successful as hers." I stood up, looked her in the eye, and said, "Then tell her to pay for everything. I'm done sending money." My mom gasped, "What money? You've never given us anything." And that's when everything changed. My mom smiled and said, "Your kids will never be as successful as hers." I stood up, looked her in the eye, and said, "Then tell her to pay for everything. I'm done sending money." My mom gasped, "What money? You've never given us anything." And that's when everything changed. My name is Anita. I'm 36, the oldest daughter, the organized one who remembers everyone's birthdays, keeps the family group chat alive, and shows up with extra folding chairs. I work full-time as a project coordinator, married to Daniel, and we have 2 kids, Lily and Noah. We rent a small townhouse, the kind where the washing machine hums like it's trying to break free and the neighbors argue about parking every Sunday. That Sunday, we were at my mom's place for lunch. Chicken rice, a nervous salad that no one touched. My brother Marco was late as usual. Aunt Rita was there, and she was talking about Elena's kids' summer internships awards, a scholarship. The table got quiet the way it always does when comparisons start. My mom smiled in a tight, proud way that somehow wasn't about me. "Your kids will never be as successful as hers," my mom said, soft but clear. The room ticked. I heard my own heartbeat. Daniel looked at me. Lily's fork clinked against her plate. I swallowed. I felt that old heat rising, the one I've learned to swallow down. Not this time. I should tell you why those words hit like a slap. Growing up, I was the fixer. If something broke, I taped it. If a form needed filling out, I filled it. When our dad left, I was 12 and learned how to translate bills I didn't understand. My mom cried, and I brushed her hair and told her it would be okay. I kept telling her that for 24 years. I kept telling her that with money, too. It started small after college. "Can you help with the gas bill? It's just a timing thing." "Sure, Mom, $30. Then it was a phone payment. Then just this once for the car insurance because Marco needed the car to look for work. My mom's voice always had that wobble, a mix of guilt and expectation. "You're the responsible one, mija. You understand?" Daniel said, "We need to set a boundary." And I said, "We will after this month, then after that, after Christmas. Then after tax season." Little leaks became a pipe burst. I told myself it was family and family helps. Money got tighter at home. Lily wanted to try soccer. Noah needed new sneakers. I kept a spreadsheet on my phone that felt like a secret life. Transfers on Zelle to my mom because her bank app is weird. Cash to Marco because mom's card is at the credit union and they're closed today. Grocery store gift cards slipped into my mom's purse just in case. Sometimes I'd ask, "Mom, are you okay to cover next month?" She'd sigh, "I'm doing my best, Anita." Other times she'd say, "Elena treats her mother like a queen. She just bought her a new microwave." I'd bite my tongue and add another line to the spreadsheet. I stopped getting my hair cut. Daniel and I canceled the Friday pizza nights. We told the kids we were saving for a trip. The trip never happened. We tried a new approach. "Mom, we can help with budgeting," I said. "I can sit down with you." She waved me off. I'm not a child. Then she texted the next week about a dental emergency, so we sent $300. Later, I saw a photo of Marco with a new tattoo. I asked, "Did my money go to your tooth?" She said, "You're being disrespectful. We don't talk like that." The worst was the invisibility. At family events, my mom would say, "I do everything by myself right in front of me." Aunt Rita would nod and glance at Elena like they were sharing a secret. Marco would roll his eyes at me and say, "You only help with little stuff." Every time I swallowed it, it stuck in my chest like a pill that wouldn't go down. Daniel kept asking, "What's the plan?" I said, "It's temporary. Once Marco finds steady work, once Mom gets her tax refund." Somehow it was always almost fixed, almost stable, almost done. Then Aunt Rita started openly comparing. "Elena's boys just got internships at the bank," she said one day. "It's about standards at home." My mom looked at me then. "Exactly," she said. "If you had higher standards, your kids would be like them." I felt my stomach twist. Lily was within earshot, wiping her hands on a paper towel. I wanted to protect her from that sentence like it was a hot stove. I told myself to let it go. Eat the rice. Smile. Be the peacemaker. But that sentence at Sunday lunch cracked something I'd been patching for years. The words hung there heavy. "Your kids will never be as successful as hers." I looked at Lily. She was quiet, drawing with the condensation on her water glass. I stood up without thinking. My chair scraped loud. Daniel's knee bumped the table. "Then tell her to pay for everything," I said. My voice wasn't a whisper. "I'm done sending money." Forks stopped. Aunt Rita's eyebrows shot up. Marco finally walked in and said, "What did I miss?" My mom blinked like I'd spoken in another language. What money? She said, almost laughing. You've never given us anything. Daniel exhaled long. I felt my hands shake. Mom, I said slow. Don't do that. Please don't. She crossed her arms. Anita, you're being dramatic in front of guests. I pulled out my phone. My hands were clumsy, but I opened the spreadsheet. I turned the screen and slid it across the table toward her. Last year, $5,820. Gas, phone, your car. Insurance, grocery cards, the tooth. Do you need me to scroll? Aunt Rita shifted. We can talk later, she said, eyes on her plate. No, I said, surprising myself. We're talking now because my daughter just heard her grandmother say she'll never be successful. My mom's mouth tightened. It's not like you bought me a house. It's just help. A little help. A little help, Daniel said, calm, steady. We have a credit card balance because of this little help. Anita canceled the kids' activities to make room for this little help. Marco laughed short. So you want a medal? I stared at him. I want acknowledgement. I want honesty. He shrugged. Mom needed things. That's what family is. Then family doesn't lie about who helps, I said. I surprised myself again. My voice didn't shake this time. I looked at Lily and Noah. Hey, take your plates to the living room, I said softly. Watch a show. They left eyes wide. Aunt Rita stood like she might leave. I didn't mean to cause problems, she said. We didn't, I said. We've had problems for years. We just put a nice tablecloth over them. My mom leaned forward. You don't get to do this in my house. I'm not yelling, I said. I'm stating facts. I've been sending money for years. When you told me not to tell Daniel, I still told him. When you swore it was for your tooth and it went to Marco, I let it go. When you said Elena treats her mother like a queen, I nodded and sent an extra $100 for groceries. And today you said my kids will never be successful? Because you don't push them, she snapped. You baby them. I protect them, I said, from comments like that, from thinking love equals payment. She scoffed. We didn't ask you for anything. Mom, I scrolled to a Zelle transfer. January 12th, $200. You wrote, please don't tell Daniel. February 2nd, $150 for Marco's interview clothes. April 10th, $300 for dentist. June 18th, $500 for car insurance lapse. You asked, I sent every time. She shook her head, eyes shiny. You're making me look ungrateful. No, I said softer. You're making yourself look ungrateful. I just stopped pretending. Marco spread his hands. Okay, fine. She helped. So what? That's what daughters do. Elena pays for her mom's trips. I stared at Aunt Rita. She went still. Elena helps me, she said quietly. But I tell her thank you all the time. Silence. Even the fridge hum sounded loud. My heartbeat slowed. I felt clear like a window finally wiped clean. Here's what's changing. I'm not sending money anymore. Not to you, not through Marco, not just this once. If you want to compare me to Elena, then tell her to pay for everything because I'm done. My mom's face crumpled into anger. You're abandoning your family. I'm not, I said. I'm prioritizing my own family, the one I made. Lily and Noah will not be punished because I can't say no to you. If you keep saying I've never given you anything, I'll send the spreadsheet to the family chat and I won't feel bad about it. Daniel's hand found my elbow. Let's go, he said. I looked at my mom. I love you, but this is my line. I gathered the kids. Lily whispered, Are you okay, Mom? I'm okay. We're okay. We left the chicken and rice on the table and walked out into the hot, bright day. The next morning, my phone lit up like a slot machine. Missed calls from my mom. Marco, you embarrassed us. Aunt Rita, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. My mom's messages were long, fast, full of wounded words. I don't understand why you hate me. Then we wouldn't need help if you visited more. Then I guess Elena is your real mother now. I typed and erased 3 times. Daniel said, be clear. 1 message, no essays. So I sent, Mom, I love you. I won't send money anymore. We're available for visits, dinner, and help that doesn't involve finances. If you compare my kids to anyone, we're leaving the conversation. If you say I never helped, I will correct it with facts. Boundaries aren't punishment. They're needed. She read it and did not respond. That week, I signed Lily up for soccer. We bought Noah the sneakers with the blue stripe he wanted. Daniel and I sat at the kitchen table and did math. Without the transfers, our budget breathed. The credit card payment finally looked smaller than a mountain. We returned to Friday pizza nights. We watched a movie in our messy living room, and it felt like a small miracle. On Thursday, my mom called. They're threatening to shut off the lights, she said. Her voice was flat. I'm sorry, I said. Have you called the company about a payment plan? They have hardship programs. I can look up the number with you. Silence. Then a sigh. I don't want to do that. I know, I said, but I can't send money. She hung up. I felt a familiar guilt press down and then recede. I was sad, but I wasn't drowning. Marco texted, "You're cold," I replied. "I'm not. I'm done being the ATM. If you want to help. He sent a thumbs down emoji. Aunt Rita messaged me privately. For what it's worth, Elena helps me, but I always thank her. I shouldn't have let your mom put you down. I'm sorry." I wrote back, "Thank you. I'm trying to reset things." 2 weeks later, my mom called again. "I called the company," she said, clipped. "They split the bill. It's handled." "That's good," I said. "I'm proud of you." She changed the subject. "Are the kids coming by on Sunday?" Her voice softened half an inch. "Maybe," I said, "if everyone is kind." She huffed. "Fine." At soccer practice, Lily ran with the wind in her hair. She beamed when she scored. Noah clapped like his hands were cymbals. Daniel squeezed my shoulder. "How do you feel?" he asked. Lighter," I said. "Like I just put down a box I've been carrying so long I forgot it was heavy." We went back for Sunday dinner weeks later. I brought a salad on purpose. Mom had empanadas and that same nervous salad. There was an awkward kindness in the air. At the table, she looked at Lily. "How's soccer?" she asked, careful. "Good," Lily said. "Coach says I'm fast." My mom nodded. She didn't compare her to anyone. No mention of Elena. It felt like a small stitch pulling ragged edges together. After dessert, I helped with the dishes. My mom stood next to me drying a cup. "I didn't realize," she said quietly. "I'm not saying you didn't help. I just didn't want to need help." "I know. But pretending I never helped hurt me," I said. "And the money part hurt my family." She nodded. "I won't ask any more," she said, looking at the sink. "If you need resources, I'll help find them," I said. "But my money goes to my kids first, and no more putting them down." She met my eyes. "Okay." On the drive home, Lily said, "Grandma was nice today." I smiled. She was. Here's what I learned. Love isn't silent payments and swallowed insults. Love needs truth. My boundary isn't a wall. It's a door with a lock that I control. If you want to come in, you knock. You respect the house. And you don't demand,